Hey everybody, this is Max Farrell from dextrader.com. Today is May 4th, 2018, and this is your dexfxcopy update. All right, everybody. You know what? I'm not sorry, but I am in a way that I have to let you know that everything is always an act of movement, an act of fluctuation, right? The market's always up and down. The business is always up and down. Things are always up and down, right? And one thing that I'm trying to do right now is not interject myself into the program, right? Poor old Max. I tell you, I've had a rough couple of months, and the reason why things have been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, is because I try to help as much as I possibly can. When it starts to go wrong, I start to second guess myself. Am I doing the right thing by trying to help? And then it starts doing good when I leave it alone, and then I start to help again, and it starts to fail. And I don't know if it's me personally doing it or just coincidence, but whatever it is, the less I touch it, the better it does. That's when it refers to the bots, right? What I have found is that I'm going to let the bots trade and just let them do what they do. Why? Because of this. Simply enough, when I leave shit alone, it seems to work okay. All right? So 103 pips this morning. Now, I know we had the NFP release this morning, and the NFP is very, very fickle. This does not mean our bot's going to do well every single time there's an NFP, right? Even though that we're extremely happy with the result on this process. Now, we did recuperate a lot of the losses from earlier on in this week. So we sort of almost going to be breaking even, hopefully. Now, I will be shutting the bot. No, I won't be. I was going to say I was going to be shutting the bot off for this weekend because we always seem. I'm just going to leave it alone. It's going to let it do what it does. Because when I back tested this damn thing, it seemed to do so good in the process where we're doing this reverse signal system that when even over the weekends and new trades, if they happen to come on for another day, all that kind of happy crap, we're just going to leave it be and just let it be. Now, remember, if you're trading, your protection is how much do you want to risk while you're doing this process? Keep it at a very low retainer rate of multiplier rate for that process. Now, we're down for the month of only $3.30, but we have still 3 weeks to go, 4 weeks to go in this month. So we have a lot of time to increase our value. Now, also, we released the Cannon Forward this week. And, well, not released it. It's been running for, as you can see, 2 months now in the positive. And, again, this one was completely left alone by me. I didn't touch it at all. Where the Odin, I kind of messed with the support and resistance areas and stop losses and take profit areas. This one I just left completely alone. And it has done fairly well, keeping in the positive for the most part. Now, if you look at the history on this thing, you still get losses. You still get the losses, okay? And sometimes they're pretty big, but you get a good run of wins that sort of take you over the hump of the losing mentality, okay? So whether or not you want to use Odin Forward or Cannon Forward, pick one and use it and let it be. My suggestion is that Odin Forward seems to be doing pretty good. But again, if we look at Odin Alpha, I'm sorry, Cannon Forward seems to be doing very good. But if we look at Cannon Alpha, which is very important, you have a couple of days up, 3 or 4 days up, which means that would be down for our Cannon Forward, and then a whole bunch of days down, right? Then a couple of days up or sideways, and then a whole bunch of days down. So you could get a couple of days in a row that are really, really bad for us, and then it'll recuperate over the next couple of days from there. And it's the same thing with the Odin Alpha. When it's left alone, it sometimes will get a couple of days up and then a whole bunch of days down. The reason why Odin Forward doesn't have that just a couple of days, down and then a whole bunch of days up is because I was messing with it in the entire time in this branch. Okay, see, so we got 1 day down, 2 days down, and then 2 days up. Excuse me. Okay. So with that said, what's going to be happening now? Well, a few things for sure. First one, we're just going to let everything be. The cost of the process here is going to be the cost of the process. If you had joined us before and we had to stop it and we had to do all that stuff, if you rejoined, the process and you had lost money on a live account before, we were going to be paying you back for that. Here, we're just going to allow you to use the service until you recuperate your funds, okay? If you used live before. If you used demo before, then I have to tell you that you're on board. You're going to be, you're going to have to repay for the system and get back on, not the $175, but just the $47 monthly fee in that process. Now, for all you folks who are live, I'll be contacting you individually that lost money. If you want to restart the system, my best advice is to use the Canon Forward because that seems to have the better return ratio. Okay, but again, we don't know what we don't know yet. So choose wisely, look at the information, and choose which one you want to do. If you're brand new and you're just starting out, you don't know what to do, you don't know where to go, make sure you go through the training. You could try to call me and I could try helping you, but with everything that's happening, it's been kind of crazy. Also, with the website, right now, everybody's sort of on Dex Trader and some are that are over on dexfxcopy. Dexfxcopy is still going to be there. In fact, we're going to be moving it to a different server here in the next couple of days here, probably in the very beginning of next week. So there'll be a time when you might see the site is down, but the DexFX system will still be working. The DexFX, the member.dexfxcopywb.com will still be up and running. That's a completely separate system that has nothing to do with our personal website. Once that happens, you're going to see a huge influx of people that we're going to be pushing for. This last couple of weeks with me not touching the bot has really let loose that I need to let the world know that this system is out there and what we're going to be doing. So there'll be a few things in there. If you're a dexfxcopy member and you started off with Simply Forex or you had some other things in there, keep in mind, we're going to be doing a release here called the Master Class, okay? And this Master Class is going to show you a lot of the behind-the-scenes solutions here on how to trade certain strategies and other things. So if you're really interested, this does cost money. It's not cheap, but there are opportunities that I can do to help you be able to afford that. If you're wanting to look to trade, to get out of from behind the bot and trade the systems yourself and how to manage your trades and keep that going. Not just Simply Forex, but a whole bunch of other things in there, and also how to strategy test, how to navigate your journals, how to really start to look to see what systems work best for you. Sort of some of the stuff that I do for myself. Also, you'll be invited to a webinar, which happens not every day, but pretty close. It all depends on the news and what we schedule for that week for the webinar. So sometimes 3, sometimes 4, maybe even 5 days a week if there is no major news, sometime during the day, right? So there's a 12 o'clock, there's an 8 o'clock in the morning, there's even an 8 o'clock at night webinar that happens every once in a while, depending on the day. All right, so you'll be doing, and this is a trading webinar, which means I go in and I trade. I'm there to trade and make money. Okay, so I'm showing you me making money. All right. Well, I just wanted to give you a quick update. I know it's been a little bit quiet the last couple of weeks and trying to get everything ironed out. And I hope you all stick it out. I really do, because if we can get this thing really, really humping and working the process, we can all make some pretty good money. And that's what I'm really looking forward to. All right. Have a great weekend. I'm Max Farrow. This is dextrader.com. This was your daily update for the DexFX copy. And I look forward to seeing you inside. And as always, trade well.